Fucking weird points, you feel me? With RoBs Inferno while it burns slow. Shout out to my guys and goddesses, not high vibrational hearing beings. You already know what the fuck it is for real. Tap in, tap in. Where my moderator at? Where my moderator at? I'm going to Lord Chop and Bop. I'm not gonna lie, I had to use the restroom and shit. But we're sending everybody positive energy today. You get what I'm saying? I hope that when y'all see my videos, when I give y'all positive energy, and y'all know what I'm going through, that I'm open about in my personal life, that y'all see it from a strength standpoint to still strive. You get what I'm saying? Never give up on yourself. You get what I'm saying? And always strive to be a good person. You get what I'm saying? That's like main important things that I always try to stress to y'all. You get what I'm saying? And always protect children. All children. You know? For real, for real. It's a lot that's taking place right now. I feel like that's affecting everybody. That I feel like everyone should be able to believe or understand that the one thing, regardless of anything, is to be kind to people. You know, something so simple, but a lot of people forget. You know, not everybody, but a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? And this is regardless of genetic makeup. This shit, y'all. This is just simple life. I guess you could put it in like humanitarian. You know what I'm saying? This is all like that type of stuff. You know, I know I usually be on here talking what I usually talk about anatomy and stuff, but this is all just as important as that, if not more. You know, because just because of your genetic makeup, that don't make you a good person. Just because you're neuromelanated, just because you're the sun in the flesh. Like, I know a lot of people that's the sun in the flesh, that's the worst type of people. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even saying from even the standpoint of even not being able to give positive energy today, brother and sister. I'm even saying from like a standpoint of just being a good person, being able to give out positive energy in general. You feel me? A lot of people aren't able to do so. That's why it's so important, and I stress it so much. You know, it's not no regular degular stuff. I realize that the main people that I'm going to touch mainly is the people that's already trying to work on themselves and become a better person around, regardless of what we living in. It's not a lot of us, but we are out here though. You know what I'm saying? And I put that energy out there. I put that energy out there. You know, I know it's Sunday, so these buses be running on a crazy ass type of time. You know, man, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, I saw the most baddest Latina goddess. Oh my goodness. Shit. Like, this shit was fucking crazy. And it's like, I'm telling y'all, she was so fat. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, she was so fat. And she was like the petite, like slim, thick fat too, where it's like the jiggle, that shit was crazy, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. And then she was trying to get my attention, but she was with her mom though. But this is the thing, I don't know, women, y'all let me know. This is the thing I feel like we gotta get back on also, is like, we gotta get back on being able to give men the right signs. You feel me? Hey, what it is, stay woe, what it is. What it is, what it do, yo. But we gotta get on, we gotta get back on, like, y'all remember, like, I'm 33, right? But I'm timeless. I remember when it was like, you was able to, you know, well, basically what I'm saying is women wouldn't, I'm not gonna say it wasn't being done, but majority of women, like if they gave you like a sign, like they wanted you to go smack or whatever, like women wasn't just leading you on just to lead you on for just validation purposes and shit like that. Like, if they really was feeling you, they would jump out there with you. And I'm not even talking about just from a sexual standpoint of lusting on you, seeing what they like, the physical. I mean, even like, you know what I mean? That also, but like, they was more ready to build. It wasn't just all transactional and if you got the right money, you can buy my pussy. It was more, you know. It was actual substance, real value in women and shit. But now the shit is so fucked up. It's like, I'm gonna be real. It's like, if your money, your pockets ain't right, it's like you can't get a woman, you know, just because your pockets aren't right. I remember when it was like, your pockets didn't have to be right for you to get a woman, you know. It wasn't just all about that, even though that was still important. We was always in this monetary system since it's been here or whatever, you know. But now it's like, stuff has become so transactional and all about money, where it's like, it overclouds everything else, to your point where everything else and the most important stuff is non-existent, you know. So it's like, I don't know. I know it's other women that understand what I'm saying. Like, I'm not trying to bash women, but women know the women that I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the reasons why, like, a lot of us men, we don't even care. Forget even about going smack. We damn near not even looking at what we like that long. Because it's like, just as fast as we look at it and we see something that we like, we already know what's coming with it. It's like, if my pockets ain't right, why even waste my time? Because she's going to see, the moment she's able to see or feel my pockets ain't right, even if I am dressed nice, or, you know what I'm saying? I'm seeing a cardinal right now. She not going to pay me no mind, you know? So it's like, when we in a community like this is one of the reasons why, like, it's so much chaos within relationships and shit like that, y'all. Because it's based off the wrong stuff. If we got a so-called society like this, and majority, like 90%, over 50% of the women is like this, you know, the relationships aren't even built properly. So they're in any moment about to be destroyed. And then, like, nothing is of any real substance and value, you know? It's leaving the men where we're like, it's not even worth it. So now we got a community of people where people ain't even out searching to even be in an actual relationship. It's all sexual based, or it's all in a moment. There's no real gratitude within the relationship, you know? And this is a real problem. This is a real problem, y'all. You know, this is a real problem. And I see it, like, I'm saying that even from that standpoint. I'm like, that woman, it's like, you're seeing me, it's like, you're giving me all this attention, even to your point, even while you're with your mom, you know? First off, you got to be in a certain energy to be throwing that energy out like that while you're with your mom, you know? But then you throwing it out there, not even for me to actually talk to you, or, like, I remember when females, when they wanted your attention, it wasn't just them bending over or showing you their goods. Like, they actually spoke to you first and let you know, like, they was interested in you. Like, even if it was just them regularly telling you, how are you? But they said it in a way to let you know, like, I like you, or please talk to me, you know? They jumped out there like that. Now it's like, women aren't even on that type of sign. You know? Like I said, if they jump out there, the most they're jumping out there is from, like, a validation standpoint, for just you to praise their body, you know? And then probably for you to praise their body, and them not even to let you hit or anything because you don't have enough money, or not even see you as an option or anything like that. It's just so fake, and it's leaving a lot of us men where it's like, we're like, man, I'm gonna just be real shit. I'm gonna be real spill with y'all. A lot of men, and it's a problem. This is a problem too. But a lot of men, it's like, a lot of us is like, man, this shit is so weak. Like, I'd rather watch porn, you know? I'd rather jack off, like, and just get my nut and go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nothing out here, you know? And then the women are so sexually active, but not in a disciplined way or anything, for the right reasons, not really trying to bring about life, that you damn near can't even mess with women randomly how you did back in the day, because you might fuck around and catch something, you know? Like, it's so fucked up out here. That's why, like, I'm telling y'all, if you really got somebody and they treat you well and shit, don't be out here making them look stupid. I don't care what side you're on. Don't be out here making them look stupid, because it ain't even that much real relationships in general. Not even just intimately out here. So it's like you're doing yourself a real big disfavor to to take advantage of a person that cares about you when we're in a so-called society, a time where we don't even care about people. You get what I'm saying? So let's be real. You know, majority of people don't care about people. Like even right now, like while I'm explaining all this to y'all, I damn near can't even walk straight because me digesting food and shit, like my stomach, I got cramps. You know, because it's like all the stress that I'm under and all the cortisol that's being released. You know, in my brain, it's like I barely can stand up right now. I'm about to get my Lord medicine. I'm about to go to my spot. I'm about to sit down and I can barely stand up. I need to wash clothes today. I don't have the energy to wash clothes, so I'm not gonna wash clothes today. You know, I wish I had somebody that could take me to wash clothes in one thing and I put it all in the car or something. If I don't have that, so I'm not even gonna be able to wash clothes today. Not that I don't want to, it's because not even just to help, but my body is having adverse effects due to the cortisol that's being released in my brain repeatedly, clogging my brain, giving my body complications, which I can't control. You know, you really can't control how much cortisol gets released of how your body deals with trauma. You don't get to control that. The moment you're in traumatic experiences, your brain is going to release cortisol. And depending on how extreme it is, it's going to be repeatedly, you know? So basically what I'm saying is certain levels of stress and stuff like that, you know, in these situations that y'all would see like a homeless person in and stuff, even to a point where they can't even think as straight as me. It's not their fault. Like, you know, cortisol is a very serious thing. And this world is being controlled off of that shit. Because all the problems that we have and shit, people that have more problems than other people or more severe problems, that's detrimental because of how the system is set up. And the lack that people gonna be in, it has their brain releasing cortisol repeatedly, y'all. But how is it something that's so serious and that you can't control? But the average person out here isn't even aware of it. You get what I'm saying? The average person, if I was to talk to a person about cortisol and fight, flight, or freeze in the brain, they don't know how it's connected like that. You know? If you really think about it, that's genocide in itself. You know? Because basically what I'm saying is no one thinks about it like that because basically people don't even know what they're living in and people don't even know how cortisol works. So it's like people are having problems that they wouldn't even have, you know, and having issues that they wouldn't even have due to the trauma that this system is that we're living in is bringing. That's what I'm telling y'all. You know, that's what I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all no lies. You can look up cortisol yourself. You can read up on it. You can read up on fight, flight, or freeze, how your brain reacts to this, how the cortisol is released. And then you can look up when cortisol is released repeatedly and look at when it's released repeatedly, how it affects your brain and your decision making, like calculus decisions and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all no lies right now, you know? So imagine me being aware of this even while I'm going through what I'm going through, but I have a basic understanding of this where it's like, not only do I have an understanding of it, but I understand it from a standpoint where I could talk to any doctor or any surgeon, you know, and I could break this down to them and tell them how this is released and how this is affecting everybody from like a collective majority standpoint. You get what I'm saying? So people can't tell me I don't have self-control. This is the one main weapon, cortisol, and the problems in fight, flight, or freeze and how it's affecting people that has you going to these hospitals to fix the problem that they created, that they're aware of. You think that they don't know how the brain works? You think that they don't know this? Come on now, y'all. If I can read up on this and understand this as a regular person, I didn't go to college for this and none of this shit, right? You're telling me that your doctor doesn't understand how the brain works and how cortisol gets released in fight, flight, or freeze? in these situations that so-called homeless people or people in poverty that are facing on a daily basis. You know, come on now. So that's why the punishment is so severe, y'all, because the problems, basically what I'm saying is they're killing people. They're killing people. This has nothing to do with genetic makeup. You know what I mean? Like, this is just, I mean, yeah, it does from a standpoint of certain problems and stuff like that. But nah, this is a serious problem, y'all. I'm telling y'all no lies. Like, cortisol is a serious thing. That's not no like regular degular. You feel me? Cortisol is not something that's supposed to be being released in your brain like repeatedly. That's not normal. For it to be released is normal, but not repeatedly. You know? Not repeatedly. So I'm saying this from a standpoint of what I'm dealing with literally right now. I know the reason why food isn't digesting properly and shit. I'm having cramps and distress, my body hurting, me having to piss over and over, can't hold liquids and all of that. I know that's because of the cortisol. My arm hurting, ringing in my ears, you know what I'm saying? Like headaches and shit, like it's around the cortisol being released. And it hurts so bad. It hurts so bad, I'm not even gonna lie. It hurts so fucking bad, y'all. But like, I know that's why the sun is doing what it's doing right now. And everybody's anatomy is changing for the better or the worse due to the radiation and the ozone layer being removed. Because, I could talk to like a regular person out here to masses and them ignore me or think what I'm saying isn't truth and all of that, or don't want to look it up to see it for themselves. But this isn't by accident. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. This is by design, how this shit is set up like this. Majority of the problems that y'all go to the hospital for, y'all wouldn't even have if y'all wasn't in stressful situations, whether y'all realize it or not. To make them more money and to poison you too and get away with it because they got a license for it. They got a license for it. The genocide is already within the oaths that's took and how it's set up. So it's like, if they're giving you medicine that's going to cause more adverse effects and have you spend more money with the hospital, whatever medical practice, that's like legally killing people, you know what I mean? Because it's a corporation. The medical field is genocide, They're not really trying to, I'm not saying it's not people in medical fields that's really trying to help people. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the way they're medically and mentally evaluating people, even from a standpoint as if we're all the same species, and knowing that anatomy isn't the same, that alone is genocide, But it's been multiple doctors that spoke out about this. You just hear a lot of doctors speak out about this during so-called COVID, but without saying that it's ARS though, that it's an overload of radiation in a short period of time. You hear everybody talking about COVID, but how many people know that COVID is acute radiation syndrome? You get what I'm saying? If I ask the average person out here, like you know what ARS is, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna be like, they don't know what acute radiation syndrome is. But the overload of radiation in a short period of time, it's not affecting everybody the same off of anatomy. So they couldn't say it like that, because then they gotta talk about genetics. And that's the one thing that they don't want to talk about. Even while people are having complications with what our sun is giving out right now. Because everybody can't convert sunlight into chemical energy naturally. Everybody can't biosynthesize the sun. Everybody doesn't have a biological identification to your planet, But, whenever I talk to doctors and shit, they be mad as shit when they talk to me because they be looking, fuck. I'm like, nigga, how the fuck you got this job lying about this? Fuck you mean? How do I know this? Don't worry about that, How are you selling out to this extent? You know what I mean? That's why I be telling y'all the most like highest paying jobs and stuff like that, the most respectable occupations and stuff like that, it's the most detriment towards everybody, but mainly towards the organic people of the planet. Or you could just say the black woman, and her creations. Like, it's all around that. It's all around that, yo. So it's like, once you know it and you can't unsee it. You know what I'm saying? So I can't unsee it. I'm not saying anybody that really is listening to me, they know. Like I'm not saying this. I'm not saying this for a hatred for unnatural people or anything like that. I swear to God, I'm not. Like I'm saying this from a standpoint of something being wrong that's just wrong, you know? I'm not saying this from a point of having like an ego or being arrogant or none of that shit. I'm saying this strictly from a standpoint of awareness purposes and knowing what I'm living in. You know what I'm saying? Strictly from that standpoint. Hold up real quick, y'all gotta use the restroom. That's why even now, like me just using the restroom, right? That's why I really don't even care about even when I take a piss at now and shit. Like I take a piss anywhere. Because in my mind, I'm like, I'm only having to piss so much back to back like that because of the stress level and the cortisol. It's making me have to use the bathroom a lot and shit. It's affecting me in a lot of ways. But what's even more crazy, and I know I'm not the only organic person going through this, but what's more crazy is that we're talking about ways on the internet, because it is people talking about it, right? We're talking about ways on the internet how to combat the cortisol being released from like drinking teas and certain foods. But wait a minute. Y'all want y'all to hear me out. Wait a minute. Fuck talking about ways how to conquer the cortisol being released. Why is the cortisol being released? Why? You know? Why? That's the real question. You get what I'm saying? Why? Because when you ask yourself why, you're gonna see why. And then once you know why, you can't unsee it. You know what I'm saying? You can't unsee it. So it's like don't talk, but this is what I'm talking about people focused on surface level problems without actually approaching the actual problem. This is what I'm talking about. You can't talk about cortisol being released and being like, oh, to affect cortisol being released, drink more teas, eat less or eat better, more fruit and vegetables, without talking about the stress that's in fight, flight, or freeze that's causing these situations to happen even to start with. You get what I'm saying? That don't make any sense. They go hand in hand. You hear me? So that's why I'm telling y'all this from the goodness part of my heart, my soul, me really, really caring about people. You know what I'm saying? It's all from that standpoint. It's not from a standpoint of like arrogancy or anything like that, or nothing like that. It's all from like helping purposes, you know? So I'm telling y'all this because I care and I value y'all, but yo, what it is, Wing Tat, what it is, Landon. Oh, there go my moderator. Yo. How are you? Do you see? How are you, my dear? I'm all right. What it is, y'all, I can't complain. I'm talking about this cortisol being released. You know? I'm talking about this cortisol being released because it's such a serious thing and so much people are affected. And you're hearing certain people talk about cortisol now, but they're not talking about the issues that's causing the cortisol to be released repeatedly. They're just talking about how to combat it once cortisol gets released. You hear what I'm saying? Everybody wants to talk about problems from surface level. How are you going to talk about, how are you not going to talk about what's causing the cortisol to be released when it's not normal for a cortisol to be being released repeatedly? How is that not going to be talked about? You hear what I'm saying? That lets you know right there. Like, you know, you're just going to talk about trying to combat it once it's released, but you're not going to talk about the reason why it's being released at levels how it is that's causing these problems. We're not going to talk about that, you know? This shows you the type of abuse that's being done. Any doctor that's hearing what I'm saying right now, y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. You know, y'all know what the fuck I'm saying. You know, but that's a way to avoid. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, anything that's good, anything that goes towards like the real problems, it gets avoided in that manner. To talk about stuff like surface level without talking about what's causing for that even to be there. You get what I'm saying? If cortisol being released in the brain wasn't something so detrimental, it wouldn't have the adverse effects on the body that it has, along with you having to use the restroom a lot, you know, shoulder pains, headaches, you know what I'm saying, all types of food not digesting properly. This stuff wouldn't occur, you know, or be messed with in a way that it is if cortisol being released repeatedly was normal or didn't clog the brain. You get what I'm saying? So y'all know I value y'all and shit like that, but this is something very, very serious, you know? You gotta have an open mind and please feel free to look up cortisol yourself and how, you know, and look up like fight, flight, or freeze, how the brain reacts to these situations, and then see the connection to the issues that arise. And you'll see a lot of those issues that arise, it just speaks about it like it's like regular, as if like it can't be avoided. You feel me? So that's another issue around it also, around cortisol being released repeatedly. You feel me? It's very, very serious. You know? Very, very serious. But me being as smart as I am to be able to realize this, it's almost amazing because I know when I didn't, like if somebody would have spoke to me about any of this type of stuff before, I wouldn't have understood anything. I probably would have looked at the person like they was crazy. Like, what the fuck is cortisol? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be real. So I want y'all to know I'm not trying to fearmonger or anything like that, but like I said, a lot of these traumatic experiences aren't supposed to be. They know how the brain works and that this is going to be released around a lot of these traumatic experiences that not everybody is facing, you know? So if you really think about it, that's an attack on the brain. You get what I'm saying? And how cortisol is released. That's an attack on the brain in itself, you know? And so it's crazy. When my body be hurting this much, in this much pain, I don't even be knowing how I be walking. Cause like, but my stomach is feeling a little bit better than it was when I first started this live. But just need to sit down. One thing I want to say though is this, and I'm telling everyone from my point of view also, like, I don't care how bad this shit gets, make sure you make it to your next day, because the days are coming by closer and closer. I'm not going to be attacked in this way like this. All these problems that are here aren't going to be problems. This cold weather's not going to be here. You should already be able to tell that this cold weather's leaving just by how the weather it is right now in this season, so-called say. The people abusing us while making it seem like they're not abusing us, while seeing us in the states and the conditions that they orchestrated for us to be in, that's causing the cortisol to be released, right? And then to act like they don't know what the fuck is going on or why we got certain problems we have. Like all this fucking abuse, all this shit is almost over. Because there's so much goddesses that would rather talk about tarot and try to single people out and stuff and talk about tarot. But any of that shit that they talk about tarot, about somebody cheating on you or any of that weird shit, right? Ain't none of that shit more important than this. Ain't none of that shit more important than this. You know, what I'm talking about this electricity about to go out. You're not even gonna be able to put your tarot card reading on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And the power isn't going out because of a tarot card reading that anybody can relate to. You're off of somebody doing them wrong or not taking the relationship serious. That don't got nothing to do with the real issues behind. The only thing it does have to do with it is this: with us knowing who we are, right? Everybody is forced to know who they are. Therefore, us knowing who we are, we're not in a lower vibration and we're having more respect towards our relationships. That's it. Other than that, how y'all like bank on that, get money off of it, project all of that shit on the world while it's all this more serious shit going on. Y'all are really like psychologically insane. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, you know? And it's sad because it's a lot of y'all, I'm not saying it's not other people on the internet that's doing tarot card readings and shit, but it's a lot of y'all that are goddesses, that are black women, and you're more tuned in and all of that, as if like it's not, as if your children aren't subjugated to your oppressors, you know? Or as if like you don't come before me. Like y'all are so backwards, you know? Y'all are so backwards. And y'all gonna have a lot to pay for, you know? Because of that. And I'm telling y'all this respectfully, like, I'm not saying this to be negative or anything like that. But I'm just telling y'all the truth. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. You know? You can say whatever y'all wanna say, but like I said, whether I'm going through a good relationship, a bad relationship, let me tell you how real it is. Even if I'm going through karma for something I did bad, even that's not slowing down all of this realness that's taking place with us from a species standpoint. And the sun separating us, and this system, and the cortisol being released, all this that I'm talking about, all of this is being sectioned off to be spoke about. Ain't nothing more realer than this. Ain't nothing more realer than this. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Gotta get on the right foot. You get what I'm saying? Better get on the right foot. Better get on the right foot, y'all. You feel me? Because I know a lot of y'all women that's doing tarot card readings and stuff, a lot of y'all gonna see a lot of where we going, and y'all gonna be in shock. And you're gonna see, like, in that time, are you putting all those readings out about people, relationships, energy that you say call you can pick up on? You know, I'm gonna tell y'all this, and it's for everybody. How are y'all women, and men too, because it's men to do it too, how are y'all picking up on these tarot card readings of people doing people wrong, but y'all can't, but not a card can pick up about you and your children being abused, or what's happening with us from a collective, our species? Can't none of y'all pick up on that? Y'all can pick up on any and everybody cheating on someone in a way they're cheating on them, having third parties, all of this, but y'all can't pick up on the state of our species that we're in. I haven't saw not one of them readings pop up on my page about any of those readings talking about the state of what's taking place with the world. Not one. That's how I know that like, y'all literally went like psychologically insane. You telling me not one of those readings talks about the state of us? And as far as you projecting it out to give it out for healthy purposes, so we can stop capitulating in certain stuff that's destroying us. You get what I'm saying? Y'all didn't pick up on not one. You get what I'm saying? Not one. You know? It's crazy when you think about it. You know? For real. Oh my God. You know? Not one. All it takes is one. And y'all didn't even pick up on one. You get what I'm saying? For real. So if you're not even picking up on one, then what the fuck is going on? You know? You're not even picking up on one. You get what I'm saying? Let me take a piss real quick. I just took a piss just now. And I gotta take another piss right now. You know? And this is what I'm talking about. You know? That's what I'm talking about, y'all. It's so sad. I just seen a young girl just now. It's crazy, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all this shit. And this is something else that's a problem. Hold up real quick, y'all. I seen this girl just now. She was walking with both of her friends or whatever. One was a man, one was another girl. Man, this girl, y'all. This girl was probably no more than 14, 15 years old. And by the way, she was, first off, it's cold as shit outside. I don't know how she had on spaghetti straps and everything. Well, she a human being. She's a white girl. But when I seen from a distance, this girl, she got on these leggings and got. I don't care if from a distance her body is more developed than her age. You know, the furries and stuff, that's kind of common with a lot right now. But just the fact that what she had on, like, I almost want to talk to her mom and dad. Like this is so fucked up. Like, that's a fucking child. You allow for your daughter to be dressed like that? That's just crazy as shit. That shit almost made me want to cry. Not even gonna lie to y'all. But yeah, it's a lot of foul play. It's a lot of foul play, y'all. It's a lot of foul play. I said to myself, I said, damn, that's how she's dressing. Her pants felt comfortable with her like that. I'm gonna be honest, one of the reasons why it's hard for me to take care of myself and why I shut down is because of this shit right here. You see this way, I'm about to put my face mask on because of this shit right here. It's like they're trying to freeze us. But I don't care, because regardless of if I make it, put it like this, all the days that I already made it to the next day around this fake weather, those days counted. Every day counts. We get closer and closer, more happens. You know? More happens. So it's like, all I gotta do is just make it to your next day. Motherfuckers be trying to spite me and look at me like, that's how I know a lot of people don't know what they're living in. Because they don't understand how I'm using time for my benefit, regardless of my situation. I might not even make it financially stable before the system is over. I'll be honest with y'all. Because out of days are going by and shit like that, and really what's taking place, I might not even have time. You know? How you doing today, brother? It's cold as anything, bro. It's freezing. Yeah. Man, I seen this girl just now walking. We might see him as we go by, man. She was walking with two other people. They like 14, 15. This girl had to be like 14, 15 years old. And the way she is dressed, like I swear I was this close to being like saying something to her and saying almost making up a reason like to try to talk to her mom and dad. Like, is it okay if I was thinking of what to say, but I just wanted to just talk to her mom and dad and tell them like, you're a disgrace letting your daughter go out here dressed like this at her age. It's insane.
Yeah, that's insane. Look, yeah.
And then when they come across like a real sick man or something like that,
Yeah,
they'll blame. I'm not gonna lie, a man that's trying to mess with children, he's wrong in general. But why, you knowing that's out here as a mom or dad, that there's sick men out here like that, like child molesters and all that, how in the world could you let your daughter come out like that? You know, it's like you're asking to try to create a problem, because she's gonna be noticed by those crazy men that might jump out there and do something. You know, it's crazy.
You know what I believe is the father.
Yeah.
You don't like that.
Yeah.
But he cannot say anything.
Oh, because the times we're in, right?
Exactly.
It's like, yeah, that too. Like, right.
Yeah.
You can get your kid taken away from you by raising them right.
Exactly.
It's insane. You can't even discipline them no more.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. It's sad.
Exactly. Everything is changing, man.
Like, this shit is crazy. It's like, I literally said to myself, I said,
I didn't give attention. I swear to God, if I would see it, then I would do something. I would see it.
yeah.
I didn't give attention that time I was running.
I didn't even, it's crazy because I'm nearsighted. I wear contacts.
Yeah.
And from a distance, her body was built like she's like 23 years old. So from a distance, I thought it was she was older, and then I started getting closer. I'm like, wait a minute, that's a teenager. I'm like, what the fuck? I said, yo, this is crazy. Her parents out here dressing her like this, and they know her body is developing faster than her age too, and they know, and that like you said, like the dad might want to say something, he might be in a rock and a hard place. That's why I'm kind of scared to have a daughter, man. For real.
This time of year, mom, nobody can say anything.
Yeah.
This is what it is. You don't mind, is she white?
She was white.
Ah.
Right. You don't really see it. Right. She was white. She was white. Yeah, like, shit is crazy.
This cold.
Huh?
And this cold.
Yeah. And this cold. She had a spaghetti straps on. Like a wife beater. Like as if like it was like 60 degrees outside. This wind as cold as it is. And her shirt, and it was like a belly shirt. Like showing her skin and everything. Like I'm like, it's crazy. I got friends. Yeah, no, it's sad, man.
Big time. Big time.
And it's crazy because even if I can't control my daughter like that, I'll have like certain conversations with her to like let her know, yeah, how it's not right. Yeah, exactly. Or what could even possibly happen, how dangerous it is if I'm not present at the time. Like to save her and stuff, like,
That tells you the day of judgment is coming soon.
Yeah. It's a child, like, it's wild because in a lot of ways how these children are dressed, even a grown woman shouldn't even be dressed like that. A grown woman should have more respect for herself, There's a way for women to even a grown woman, to show her body that's still sexy but not inappropriate, where she can still have her curves and her body showing, but it's in an appropriate manner, in a respectful manner,